let you down, 'cause late nights turn to days. Don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart, heart, heart. You can have it back if it's only half of your heart. If it's only half of your heart. I feel like I'm afraid of the only things I can't change.
Ladies and gentlemen, sim racing fans of all ages, welcome to the Milwaukee Mile for tonight's Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series event. The big story is the playoff cutoff in our updated graphic. Here in a few moments, we'll say it all. 12th and 13th tied in points, with the number 21 holds the tiebreaker with the more wins this season. And, well, quite frankly, for Tim Blankenbeckler up top, for the number 8, the situation's simple. Finish one spot, for the number 8, and for TJ Zachary, where we're tied 13th and 14th. It's simple, just finish one spot ahead of the number 21 there, as long as Clore doesn't earn any bonus points like a 0x finish, leading a lap or leading the most amount of laps tonight. Keep an eye on TJ Zachary. Also, I mentioned Tim Blankenbeckler's name, though. He's up there leading our point standings after Pocono Raceway. Continued to pretty much lead our point standings throughout this season. Tim Blankenbeckler, the Tim's Tiny Boat Adventures, also known as on YouTube land. Make sure you hit up his YouTube channel. Let's get him up to 200 subscribers up here before the end of the year. As we cut live to virtual trackside racing, welcome in here to Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam. We're going to bring you 100 laps of action here tonight from the Milwaukee Mile. It's a flat, it's a technical 1 mile. You also got the playoff pressure as well. No margin for error. Milwaukee is the perfect place for drama. Let's go racing as we take a look at our our driver position starting grid. Brought to you by the Admin Box, as well as Cotton Bowl Speedway, just located outside of Austin, Texas. It'll be Christopher Clore. That's the driver who I said to keep an eye on here tonight. Christopher Clore in the 21, puts down a 29.555. Remember, as long as Clore doesn't earn any bonus points like a 0x finish, leading laps, or leading the most amount of laps, it's going to be TJ Zachary who takes it away in the number 8. But Christopher Clore, matter of fact, will slap it on the pole. Tony Steele will slap it up there right beside him. Only 1/100th of a second slower than Christopher Clore. Tony Steele will start P2. Corey Wright, Elijah Fisher round out our second row. Jetson Case, TJ Zachary, Tim Blankenbeckler, Bobby Blair, that rounds out our 4th row. Daniel Higgins, Kyle Ricketts, Daniel Selway Jr., and it's Michael Ritz who round out 10th and 11th. Frank Ranger Jr. makes it out here on track tonight. So does Tyler Price. Neil Lapidus, the league owner out of Langley Lapidus Racing. Rob Wilhoit and Aaron Stanton round out our 17 driver grid here this evening. Lights are out on that iRacing safety pace car. Christopher Clore, Tony Steele, Corey Wright, Elijah Fisher are the drivers who make up this front row. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you all know what time it is here tonight. Get up. I want each and every single one of you to stand up for your life, and don't you ever give up that fight. We are just a couple hundred feet away from green flag racing here from the Milwaukee Mile. We will gonna have one more pace. Oh, there it goes, the iRacing safety pace car. As the iRacing safety pace car is down and in, Marty's waving the green flag. We are down and clear for our last race of the regular season for the Midwest Elite Racing Admin Box ARCA Series. It's Christopher Clore, it's Tony Steele here out up front. Dennis now. Corey Wright, Elijah Fincher, Jensen Case, who ran up the top 5. It's going to be side by side who run 3rd and 4th. It's the 24. It's the number 4. Here comes Corey Wright down the inside line from this 1 mile speedway from the Milwaukee Mile. Corey Wright, he's still down there. Quarter clear from where he started. Elijah Fisher's going to try to make that outside line happen once again. Then it's Jensen Case. Here comes TJ Zachary, still side by side for 5th and 6th. Christopher Clore clear from the race lead. Then it's Tony Steele. Corey Wright still runs 3rd. Elijah Fisher, Jensen Case, TJ Zachary, and then it's Tim Blankenbeckler, our points leader, running in the 7th position. Daniel Selway Jr. Whoa. Here comes TJ Zachary with a nice move down the inside of Jensen Case. We'll see if he's able to find that throttle pedal on the exit here out of turn number 2. You're already seeing the dirtiness of this track here. Look at these tire marbles, as well as kind of the unused portion of the track there up on the unused portion of the track. Through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There you see that. I believe that was TJ Zachary who got loose as he was on turn number 4. Keep an eye on these drivers who continue to work this higher line. Here comes Tim Blankenbeckler in the Mountain Dew Toyota Paint Machine. He really opened up that entrance there in 1 and 2. He kind of closed the door, closed the corner apex there, and gave him a nice run there as we now head into 3 and 4. Tim Blankenbeckler, he's going to cut across that seam once again, try and close that gap down to Daniel Selway Jr., who runs in the 7th position. And how about Bobby Blair? He's running in that U.S. Air Force Toyota Camry machine once again. And Bobby Blair, he's so far having himself a good night tonight. And then it's coming like a hurricane here from about 11th and 12th. The storm is a-brewing. Here comes Aaron Stanton. We know how much speed he's had here within this Midwest Elite Racing Admin Box Arca Series. That number 72, White, and we got White over green on there as well. Trevor Sue tries to close that gap on the 27 of Michael Pitts. They're up in front of him. Let's hop on board with that rear bumper cam. Oh wait, we got one around. It's Tyler Price and Frank Ranger Jr. Frank Ranger Jr. and Tyler Price are able to keep it moving and grooving. Here is a quick race replay at what just transpired going into 1 and 2. Here comes Frank Ranger Jr. down the inside. He puts the stamp on that one and sends it through the mail. Frank Ranger Jr. knew he was in the wrong as he slammed on the brakes. Both Frank Ranger Jr. and Tyler Price going to lose 1, count of 2, count of 3 positions. Look at this one. Right behind Neil Lapidus, one of the league owners here, and yep, that's nothing egregious. That's just Frank Ranger Jr. a little bit too deep into the corner there. We'll get back up here into the race lead, and I think we got something special here tonight in YouTube land. And so, yeah, there he is. We got Roller 95 as well as Ricardo Cano saying let's go. One of the drivers here that race quite a bit in this Midwest Elite Racing Admin Box Arca Series, you would know that Ricardo Cano, he's one of the drivers as well. You run side by side with Ricardo Cano. Race after race, Ricardo has some nice runs here live on Sam's Duty Network. Unfortunately, though, for the driver out of Buenos Aires, I think he sliced his foot open earlier this morning, not able to make it out here for this final run on the regular season. And that really sucks here for Ricardo. Hola, Ricardo. Not only do we hope that you're feeling better soon, but I know that's got to sting also mentally for you as well as physically. It's the last race of the season. All of these drivers trying to lock themselves into the top drivers, the standings for the chase. We have a nice battle here between Rob Lloyd and the number 1 of Daniel Higgins. It's our road course ringer who runs up top on that outside line. He's got that Monster Energy Ford Mustang versus that Kyle Larson HendrickCars.com Chevrolet SS machine. That's pretty funny because I've seen Daniel Higgins run that HendrickCars.com machine. It's now Rob Lloyd, who has gained 4 positions since this drop of the green flag tonight, almost the biggest mover out of all these drivers, he's now going to put Daniel Higgins. He's going to lose 4 positions since the drop of the green. But we'll tell you, okay, we're already 11 laps down. There's still about 89 laps to go if my math is mathin'. Daniel Higgins, long way to go, a long time to get there for the driver who they say can't be done. And that's our road course winner. Driver out of Tampa, Florida, currently running 13th, and then it's our league owner, Neil Lapidus, currently running 14th, gained 1 spot since the drop of the green flag. I think Neil and I have a little bit in common here. Well, we got a lot of it in common, but especially here from tonight on the racetrack. I don't know if short tracks are necessarily our bread and butter. There you see we're only running at about top speeds. I think we hit about 150. We'll see this time. About 150. Oh my God, Neil's gonna run 155. Goes and sets those left side tires onto the, oh wow, he's gonna end up cresting that, the rumble strips there out of the corner entrance and exit there to 1 and 2. Nice run for Neil Lapidus here tonight, as well as through turns 1 and 2. Let's see if he makes the same line happen through 3 and 4. Yeah, kind of that late apex. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Neil knows how to make some short because track action and pace happen here from this 1 mile Milwaukee mile. Neil's going to continue to run that up that inside line, trying to reel in that gap over Daniel Higgins' route all the way to as well as Tim Blankenbeckler. That's Neil running for 14th, trying to run for 15th right now. Now joining us, thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart here on Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam. If you're joining us here on vertical broadcast land, make sure you're motion your way on over to horizontal broadcast land, where that's where I'm reading all these chats. Scott Canson. Scott, let me know how to turn it to. Scott, he says hello. He says hola Ricardo as well. Could you turn down the race noise a little bit? Yes, I will, says Let me know if that's just a little bit better there for you down there live in YouTube land. Is this battle for P2, P3, and P4? It starts to heat up. It starts to broil here between Tony Steele, Corey Wright, and Elijah Fisher. Remember, first 4 drivers continuing to run where they started this race. Elijah Fisher, he's going to try, I thought he was going to try to set up that inside line, at least in corner entrance there. We're going to make our way out of turn number 4. Elijah Fisher continuing to run at P number 4. No Case, Daniel Zoe Jr., and even Bobby Blair. This is still kind of a blanket you can throw over this top 6 battle here tonight from the Milwaukee Mile. And it's pretty special because it's our last race of the regular season. Was about to look door to door there between Corey Wright and Elijah Fisher, but once again the 24 thinks better of it. Well, he washes way up the track there on turn number 4 does Elijah Fisher. If we compare last lap time strategy between Mr. Corey Wright and Mr. Fisher, it's a lot of pretty even there between 13 and 16, and then barely lap 17. Corey Wright pulls away by just 5/9 of a second. We'll see what happens, see what the timing and scoring shows this time by out of turn number 4 as these drivers make their way across the stripe. Right now, it's continuing to be Wright putting down 30 point runs, 30 point yeah, there you see Elijah Fisher appears just ever so slightly quicker, as it looks like now Elijah Fisher has that inside line. I'm liking this run, I'm liking this pass setup here. Let's see if he's able to make it work in 3 and 4, as here comes Corey Wright down the inside line. These drivers are still going side by side. Here comes Elijah Fisher, excuse me, that's down the outside line to 1 and 2. He's going to continue to make that outside line, try and work in 3 and 4, hopping on board with Elijah Fisher. This is 1 and 2 this time by. They're still going to run door to door with one another. Runs are even. There's P2 right up in front of them. So close you can sniff the rear bumper of Tony Steele. Elijah Fisher burning out that right front and right rear tire. There's only 20 laps down of this 100-lap race. Only 50% fuel that we're running with on these Admin Box ARCA machines in this Midwest Elite Racing ARCA series. you not only have to kind of be a little bit conservative of that fuel run, but as well as those right side tires. Even at 50% run, we only have 3 sets of tires available. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, as they say. Elijah Fisher, I'm not sure if the words are he's having fun or just working his right rear corner panel off here tonight. But Elijah Fisher still running for that final driver interview position. It's still him going out against Corey Wright, as well as Jensen Case is still right there with them. Now Corey Wright has a move there to feed for P number 2. Tony Steele, he runs way up the hill there. Let's see what happens here in 3 and 4 as Elijah Fisher, he has a really nice run down the inside line. Here comes Elijah Fisher. Tony Steele loses 1 spot this lap, make it 2. Elijah Fisher gains a spot. Corey Wright gains 2. Here we go. Lap 23 out of 1 under this race. Ladies and gents, you can try. I promise you, you can't get much better than some Midwest Elite Racing action here on STAM Studio Network. Elijah Fisher, he's P3. Here comes Tony Steele. Tony Steele, he falls like a rock to P4. Aaron Stanton, Jensen Case, Bobby Blair. It's all, I mean, throw a blanket over 1 through 6 at this time. Ted, hopefully we hope that you are all feeling a-okay after the operations there, and you're able to get back up and moving and grooving here, just like we see these drivers moving and grooving out here on the racetrack. Look at kind of this block that was just set by Jensen Case. He set the outside line. We're on board with now back on to Cam 1. Here we go. Bobby Blair and Jensen Case. All of these drivers, I mentioned this, I kind of dabbled on this subject a little bit earlier on in the race, but it's going to be a game of long run versus short run strategy between these drivers. Who is babying these right side tires, as well as who's babying that Sunoco race tank. 50% fuel within these tanks here tonight. Bobby Blair, he's going to try to make this inside line work as he gets a nice bit of speed and momentum there. Man, Tony Steele, he was all the way back up in 2 and 3 just about 5-10 laps ago. Tony Steele now falls. Oh, now he's getting loose as a goose there to turn number 2. Tony Steele's going to, try to just make something happen here at least before the stage break. We do have that stage break at lap 50 of the race. I wonder if anybody's got enough fuel to until stage 1, or if we will see really the competition caution. I guess you call it competition caution. Be our first caution of the race, or pit stop strategy of the race. Well, that one's going to open this one up. Elijah Fisher is deep down in there in the pit lane. Holy, I hope that's not a penalty for the 24 machine. Driver there out of Hancock, Minnesota, I believe that is, currently running 13th, 14th now. He's going to continue to fall after running. I thought it was 3rd and 4th. We do see right side tires going up. Let's see if he's going to take the 4-tire pit stop strategy. Elijah Fisher will. Keep your eye on the 24 to have a little bit of more long run speed pace, as if we do continue to get a long run strategy call here on this pace, this kind of stint within the race. It looks like Jensen Case is going to run the same pit stop strategy in the Alp Pouches machine. Number 75, mint and black. He's down and into his pit stop. What? Okay, he's on the line, but that looks like it's a-okay to go down there in iRacing land. Jensen Case stops right on the money on the 75. It's going to be another 4-tire pit stop. Daniel Selway Jr. is in as well, as this is going to pretty much open up our pit stop strategy here tonight for the DL Designs Toyota Camry number 92. If you're looking for any iRacing paint schemes here, make sure you hit up Daniel Selway Jr. He puts some, looks like some professional paint schemes. Number 92, he's going to put a right side tires on it. Let's see if he's got the left side tires going up as well. He does. The number 92 is looking to make this a kind of quick, calm, and cordial 4-tire pit stop. It's still Christopher Clore out up front in the Taco Bell machine. Christopher Clore is looking to go back-to-back here in the Midwest Elite Racing Admin Box Series. Christopher Clore winning Pocono. Christopher Clore fastest in practice session as well. That Taco Bell 21. He's racing his way to the white and checkered flag, as well as racing his way down into the pit lane within these next couple of laps. Corey Wright, Aaron Stanton continue to battle this. Continue to really heat up this battle for P2 and P3. Right now, final driver interview spot belongs to Aaron Stanton, and then it's Bobby Blair, and then it's Michael Ritz, Tim Blankenheimer. It was Tony Steele. Tony Steele, who did run P2 earlier on in this race, finds himself down in the pit lane. Pit stop strategies are open right now. '61, a blue, a black, and white machine is down there out of pit lane. I think I only saw right side tires on him, so looks like Tony Steele is opting for maybe a little bit of a quicker pit stop here. Christopher Clore, the reason I put that the track map up there in the top right of your screen, keep an eye on when Christopher Clore pits and say when, where is he at? Where's he at? We saw Elijah Fisher in on, yeah, there's Elijah Fisher, right, matter of fact, behind Christopher Clore, trying to unlap himself here. So it's going to be really, really interesting once the number 21 does find himself down there in the pit lane. This is not only, we're not only seeing tire strategy right here for the number 24 who shows faster on pace modes than where general tires are. Christopher Clore makes that pass down the inside line. Looks relatively easy. Oh, I say fast, not just quite yet. That's going to cut off that inside line if Christopher was looking to pit this lap. Number 21 and number 24. This is pretty much going to cycle out to the race lead. So although Elijah Fisher is shown 30 seconds back, this should be what cycles back out here to the race lead. Christopher Clore, he's going to do everything that he can to try and keep it as close as he can, as well as try and dive it down here as hard as he can down here into pit lane when he so chooses to make his pit stop, but you cannot make that pit speeding penalty. We saw that last race here. Matter of fact, the broadcast that just ended about 30, 40 minutes ago here on Stan Studio Network, we saw the race leader, they had to make a green flag pit stop, unfortunately there for the number 90 machine. It was a green flag penalty there, had to sit down there in the pit lane for I think it was about 25 to 30 seconds. Although we did see Mr. Angel Delgado work his way back up to the race lead. That is something that you have to keep in mind here if you're one of these drivers who try to fight for every single little inch, fight for their right to party in these admin box ARCA machines tonight. Christopher Clore still not on pit. TJ Zachary is in. Right now, all of our top 8 drivers have still yet to pit. I'll take off that track map here for the time being, as we've still yet to see Clore, Wright, Blair, all the way down through Stanton and Wilhoit. Well, now we do see Wilhoit down into the pit lane. Christopher Clore is going to stay out another lap. Corey Wright is going to stay out another lap. These drivers are they're not only fighting for each and every single inch here tonight. Oh man, no live driver cams. But you are also, I mean, you're trying to do math right here. I know that you have those live, the black boxes down there on the bottom right side of your screen if you're these drivers. You're trying to put math here happen at about 150 miles an hour at a 1-mile racetrack in admin box ARCA machines. It's way, way easier said than done. And here we go. This is what it happens. Here we go. We're going to throw up that track map again as well, as it's going to be Christopher Clore, Bobby Blair, Bobby Blair, Christopher Clore, Corey Wright is in as well. So right, we're going to have to see where Elijah Fisher, right there, he's shown as the number 7. Who now makes his way. Oh, this is a caution! There's a caution on the racetrack. Who was that spinning? I think it was the 60s. There, it was one of those tan paint schemes. Oh, they're running at 11. That's Mike. No, not Michael Ritz. Who was it that spun? There it is. It's Tyler Price, the 69. That throws everything for a loop as we had our race leaders down there into pit lane was about to cycle out to a green flag pit stop strategy. Tyler Price, he loops it, I think. We'll have to see if there was contact for that Moza Racing 69 machine there out of Webster City, Iowa. This is a very, very interesting time on this caution. Yeah, I don't think that there was any contact there. Tyler Price trying to make that pace happen there, work out for him out of turn number 4. Whoa, spins right in front of Barney the Flagman as well as in front of the number 5. of Rob Wilhoit. Tyler Price, he's able to keep it moving and grooving, but that's going to bring out our first caution here tonight. Whoa. I'll loop that thing around pretty quick. See what happens here. We'll hop on board. Nice cat-like reflexes for not only Tyler Price, but as well as the field. But nice for Tyler. You saw his hands whip to the right, kind of slam. You heard him slam on the brake pedal and then back onto the gas to keep him from nosing in to the inside wall there. Nice job for Tyler Price as well as the field. We'll get back up here to some Elijah Fisher action, as this is where things will cycle back out here too. Tony Steele is going to run P2. It's Aaron Stanton, Jensen Case, Daniel Selway Jr. to make up that top 5. Ricardo Cano, Terry Stam, saying has not mailed the package yet. Cat-like reflexes like cat. Yeah, there we go. Let's see, Scott, hopefully you're still hanging out here with us live on YouTube land, as well as Roller95. Let us know if audio levels are A-OK here. If you're just now joining us, well, my name's Sean Stam, live on Stam Studio Network. We've had one caution for what will be 3 laps this time by. Our race leader is Elijah Fisher in the 24 after it looks like we should see some wave rounds from the 09 and the number 17. Lap 41 out of 100. We do have these 50% fuel tanks, 3 tire sets available. It looks like everybody is now down in, let's see, Elijah Fisher last pit's 26. He pits on lap 30. Aaron Stanton last pits on lap 35. So really, if you got your virtual money on anybody here tonight, I would keep an eye on maybe Bobby Blair, Christopher Clore, who's obviously had the pace here tonight in that number 21 machine. But as well as, that's going to be Michael Ritz, Tim Blankenbeckler. Those all the drivers with some newer rubber there underneath it in those general tires on these admin box ARCA machines. We appreciate each and every single one of you coming out here tonight on the Stam Studio Network, as well as those sponsors and affiliates up there on the top right of the screen. iRacing safety pace car is down and into the safety of pit lane. It's Elijah Fisher who's onto the gas first, and he clears him down there heading into turn 1. It's going to be side by side between Tony Steele as well as Jensen Case. Now Tony Steele, he gets back up to P2, right back to where he started this race. Now it's side by side once again between Bobby Blair as well as Daniel Selway Jr. We're short track racing here tonight from the Milwaukee Mile for our final race of the regular season. There goes Tony Steele back out to the outside. He's going to cycle his way back to the inside line. Aaron Stanton, here comes Jensen Case, here comes Bobby Blair, the U.S. Air Force machine. Daniel Selway Jr. is going to try to make the inside line work there. Jensen Case also tries to make the inside line work. He slides up and almost into the inside corner panel of the Jensen Case machine. He's going to take away P3. Jensen Case, he'll take away P4. And then it's Bobby Blair, Daniel Selway Jr., Christopher Clore. We're going to look 3 wide here at the exit of turn number 4. We're getting into the Argy-Bargy here tonight, almost halfway down, halfway to go. 7 laps to go till our stage break. 3 wide across and out of turn number 4. We'll go back to side by side between Jensen Case and Christopher Clore. Christopher Clore, he's going to try to make that a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more riskier strategy work. Admired back within the pack. We'll cycle back out to the race-winning spots here as Christopher Clore, he's going to try to make the, where is he running here? Down and around the outside line, working that purple on Taco Bell machine. But Corey Wright, he's also on that same strategy. Corey Wright in that orange and black number 4. Here we go. It's Toyota Camry versus Chevrolet SS for that 6-7 spot. Here comes Christopher Clore trying to make the outside line work again. Michael Ritz, as well as the number 5 of Rob Wilhoit, have their popcorn buckets out. It's 3 wide across and out across turn 4 once again. Here comes that number 4 of Corey Wright. He's able to send it down the inside line. Is he able to pin it? No. Compromises corner entry for corner exit speed. Although right as though as I say that, they're going to start to run. No, here comes Christopher Clore. He's he's able to take away and really, for the time being, solidify the number 6. Daniel Selway Jr. in the DL Designs 92 Toyota Camry. He's all the way. He's worked his way back up to P5. And then we have Bobby Blair, Tony Steele, Aaron Stanton battling it out here for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th as Elijah Fisher starts to work with that clean air. Elijah Fisher starts to work with nobody up there in front of him. It's the 24 to the point right now here at Stanton's Studio Network. Tony Steele, he was able to work his way back up to P2 where he started this race from. Now he's showing P3, so still not showing the final driver interview spot. They were going to hop on board with Bobby Blair, that outside right front suspension cam. Such a cool camera shot here as we get to see in these different racing lines that these different drivers are taking here. Look at how close that Bobby Blair gets to the outside wall. Look at how close Bobby Blair that gets to Tony Steele here, going into 3 and 4. Bobby Blair is going to be down into the inside door corner, clear for the U.S. Air Force 55. Nice pass there. Bobby Blair, he's showing some nice speed, some nice pace within these last couple of laps, as well as look at these last lap times. Bobby Blair, it shows slower than Tony Steele, but he's able to still make that pass action happen there after gaining 0.4 of a second. And look at now Corey Wright and Daniel Selway Jr. They're going to start to look side by side. Corey Wright, after being on that same strategy at what was our race leader for Christopher Clore, only 2 more laps to go until our stage break here tonight. Christopher Clore, Corey Wright, Daniel Selway Jr. We should see these drivers cycle up and through the pack, depending on what their strategy call here is tonight, as we make our way in towards our stage 1 caution. It's still Elijah Fisher, Aaron Stanton, Bobby Blair with that nice pass down the inside line last lap. We are halfway down, halfway to go, probably 1 more lap till our competition caution. And the battle for the race lead, it's not gone anywhere here, ladies and gentlemen. Sim racing fans of all ages, it's Elijah Fisher, it's Aaron Stanton. We're starting to get close after Aaron Stanton gains 15 positions since the drop of the green flag. Well, now that our stage 1 is out, it's Elijah Fisher. Excuse me, our stage 1 caution flag is out. Elijah Fisher, he takes away stage 1 out of Hancock, Minnesota. I believe that one is currently running first after leading all of those second stint laps, all 12 laps there to 24. He's been that HendrickCars.com driver to beat that second stint. Aaron Stanton, how about him though? Aaron Stanton works all the way back up to P2. Aaron Stanton is our biggest mover here tonight after gaining 15 positions since the drop of the green flag. Bobby Blair, he's worked his way back up to P3. That's 5 spots gained for the number 55. Tony Steele, Christopher Clore, Corey Wright, Daniel Selway Jr., Michael Ritz, Daniel Higgins. How about the number 1? He's going to score some stage points as well. This is all very, very important for each and one of these drivers here tonight, as this is our final race for the regular season. Then we're going to get to a little bit of playoff, a little bit of chase action here, but until then, we still have, we still got some faking action. Elijah Fisher with 50% fuel on these admin box Midwest Elite Racing ARCA machines. Elijah Fisher, he wins actor of the night. He fakes them all. Aaron Stanton, Tony Steele, Corey Wright, Bobby Blair, Daniel Selway Jr. It's going to kind of be a split pack as we now head our way down and into the second half of this race. Elijah Fisher, Christopher Clore, Daniel Higgins, Tim Blankenbeckler, TJ Zachary, and Neil Lapidus all stay out here on the racetrack. That was the battle down there off of pit lane. Looks like Corey Wright beats them all off pause. Aaron Stanton runs P2 off pit lane. Bobby Blair, Tony Steele, Daniel Selway Jr., Kyle Ricketts, Jensen Case, Michael Ritz, Rob Wilhoit, Tyler Price, and Frank Ranger Jr. All right, it's the second half of this race. It's the second half of this race. You do see, matter of fact, if I can rewind this here and just pause it. Yeah, take a look at the right side of your screen there. That is all tire rubber. That's tire marbles. The higher line of the racetrack here tonight from the Milwaukee Mile, it is starting to get dirty. Keep your eye on that as we continue to run within these closing laps towards the white and checkered flags here. We're only about a little bit over halfway down, halfway to go. But there you see on the left side of your screen, all those little bit of tire specks and tire marbles and rubber there. There's a reason. All I can say, there's a reason that that iRacing Simulation Motorsports, they call it iRacing Simulation and not iRacing Video Game Motorsports, as the track temps. I mean, the track conditions, all of each and every single one of these drivers' tire sets, they're all laser scans. Even the cars are laser scans. You cannot get closer to real-life racing action here on STAM Studio Network, as well as in the iRacing Simulation Motorsports universe here. We got within the universe, it's this Midwest Elite Racing Admin Box Series. We appreciate each and every single one of you coming out and representing your drivers here on STAM Studio Network. Appreciate those sponsors and affiliates up in the top right as well. Midwest Elite Racing Admin Box Series. Race to stop suicide. Check on those friends and family members down there around you. And I'm not talking just, hey, have a conversation with them, but check in on them. I mean, it's more than a conversation every now and then. Ranger Creative Concepts, they're out of Lakeland, Georgia. If you're looking for any trophies, sublimination designs, plaques, you name it, 229-548-8108. Thrustmaster for some iRacing hardware, as well as Admin Box, as well as Tier 1 Setup Shop for some iRacing software. Is that what the Tier 1 Setup Shop is what powers these machines here, having race after race, elbows out here in the Midwest Elite Racing Admin Box ARCA Series. You can try to get much better than you, but I promise you can't. Here we go. We are back to some green flag racing here on STAM Studio Network. We're going to start to run single file for the front 3 positions, and then it's going to be 2 by 2 by 2 from about 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th on back. It's Elijah Fisher who's still going to run out of Daniel Higgins, the road course ringer, showing he knows also how to turn some left, and also some more left and right. As he works his way back up to the green. Tim Bleckenbeckler, TJ Zachary, Neil Lappiness. Here we're starting to work them some side by side. It's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. It's the storms heating up. The storms are brewing from 4th on back. TJ Zachary, Tim Blankenbackler, the Tim's Tiny Boat Adventures running the Mountain Dew number 10 machine here tonight. Tim Blankenbackler runs out there, out up top. Here comes Aaron Stanton in the number 72. We're going to run 4 wide out the corner of turn number 4. Have you ever? I have never in the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series, or let alone out the Milwaukee Mile. Ladies and gentlemen, these drivers know what's at stake tonight. It's the final race in this MER regular season. All of these drivers trying to find themselves within the playoff battle. Now we're going to start to work our way 3 wide once again. There's a little bit of contact on Neil's side. Now there's contact on Neil's front bumper. Here we go. The number 8, TJ Zachary, now is goal quarter clear from the Neil Lappiness machine. Bobby Blair, who ran up in the final driver interview position, is now fighting for his right to party in 6th and 7th and 8th position. Here we go, this time by, it's going to be Aaron Stanton, Corey Wright, fighting for 4th and 3rd. Here comes Corey Wright. Corey Wright, where did he come from? Where did he go? Tonight, his nickname's going to have to be Cotton Eye Joe. He continues to work the inside line. Whoa. Corey Wright, he gets loose. Corey Wright still got the inside line. Here comes Daniel Higgins. He's going to try to play some defense. And the number 1 Monster Energy Ford Mustang. Speaking of some defense. It's Christopher Clore and Elijah Fisher. Elijah, if there's anything that you have out here in the rest of your virtual fuel and mental fuel tank here tonight, you're going to have to throw it all. You're going to have to give it all here to us as Christopher Clore, the driver who has led the most amount of laps here tonight, is knocking on that rear bumper. Here comes Christopher Clore. only 0.2 of a second back this time by. Let's see what Christopher Clark dials up here at 3 and 4. Nope, doesn't have anything for him this time by, but it will be side by side. Oh, here comes Corey Wright trying to make the inside line work again for that final driver interview position. We should still see one more stop for all of these drivers until our white and checkered flag here in just about 38 laps time. It's going to be Aaron Stanton. It's going to be Corey Wright, as well as Bobby Blair, who all last pit on lap 52. They do have the freshest General Tire rubber underneath them, but right now fighting for their right to party between each and every single one of these drivers with this blanket thrown between these top three. I think you're only continuing to lose there just a little bit of time as it continues to be side by side from about 4th, 5th, and 6th on back. There's Neil Lapidus in the number 26 Ford Mustang running right there behind Tim Blankenbeckler, our points leaders. It's points leading battles. It's all coming down to regular season battles here tonight. Look at the bottom of the screen. Ricardo Cano, Ashley L, Fluky 86, Harvest, Joe Snipes, Slipstream Performance. Those are all VIP members here on Stam Studio Network. They get monthly, with their monthly contributions of just $5 a month. They get monthly, some monthly care packages here from the Stam Studio Network. March Lands, Terry, we appreciate your help there. Also scrolling across the bottom of your screen, it's the point standings in the top three. It's Tim Blankenbeckler, Neil Lapidus, and Elijah Fisher. Speaking of Elijah Fisher, no, that was another red, white, and blue paint scheme. That was Rob Wellpoint who had gone around. No, that was right as we started talking about some red, white, and blues. Thankfully for Rob, it will be right in front of pit entry. But unthankfully for us down here live on YouTube land, that was right when I thought we were starting to get to some nice green flag racing action here. I don't think that there's anything Rob Wheeloit's going to get done here as he, oh my God, he slams the brakes down there hard and into turn one. Let's see, excuse me, not turn one, into his pit box. That's why you saw him kind of send it down there, Mach 2. Elijah Fisher, Rob Wheeloit trying to make that pit stop happen there before going down a lap. He's going to take his quick repair, but he's going to still continue to go down a lap. Let's see what happens on the Rob Wheeloit's machine. Yeah, I was about to mention, whoa, into the tire there as he goes. I was about to mention, I didn't think anybody was close enough to him to kind of make any sort of bump and run out. But listen to the throttle trace as well as look at the hands. Golly, hard impact. You know, I say that for Rob Wheeloit, but even if I was driving this number 5, I don't think that there's anything much you could have done. I mean, I know this mile raceway. It begs throttle, whatever the word I'm looking for. I'm sorry, that's such a big word. Begs throttle demandment, I guess, as well as you got to be careful in that throttle pedal. Is what I'm trying to get at there. It's going to be. That's also, I was trying to get out here to the battle for the race lead off pit lane. It'll be Christopher Clore who beats them all off pit lane. Pause. Bobby Blair, Elijah Fisher, Corey Wright, and then it's Aaron Stanton, Daniel Selway Jr., Tony Steele, and Daniel Higgins to round up the top 10. Michael Ritz, Neil Lapidus, TJ Zachary, Neil Lapidus, TJ Zachary, Tim Blankenbeckler, Frank Ranger Jr., Rob Wheeloit, and then Tyler Price who round out our 17 driver grid. You might be asking, what about those top 3 and really top 2 drivers of Jensen Case and Kyle Ricketts? Looks like those 2 drivers are opting to stay out. Last bidding on lap 52. Everybody else within the field last bidding on lap 66. So keep an eye on possible wheel spin, as well as keep your eye on what new tires mean compared to old tires. Just watch this front row compared to each and every single driver here on this race restart. Let us know who you're rooting on down there live in the one, the only Stam Studio Network. Is it one of these front row drivers who are possibly trying to make some little bit of strategy action happening here, staying on about lap 12 to 14 older tires? Keep an eye on this wheel spin as here we go. It's going to be Jensen Case, Kyle Ricketts, Christopher Clore, Bobby Blair up in the front 4 rows. Careful, careful, careful on that throttle pedal. Lots of horsepower on these admin box ARCA Menards machines. Looks like they're going to be able to get away from this race restart. All clean, calm, and cordial. It's Jensen Case who's out up front. Then it's Christopher Clore. How about Elijah Fisher? That's the driver who we're going to start to keep an eye on here. The driver who has the freshest general tires underneath him. Christopher Clore tries to make a little bit of a mental pass there, working 3 and 4, maybe a little wobbly wiggly slice and dice there through 3 and 4 on that Taco Bell number 21. I think I know what I'm getting for dinner here tonight after this one is over here in 30 laps time. In 30 laps time, we're going to end our regular season. We're going to solidify our top playoff drivers, and if you start to see some elbows out here, if you start to see some side by side separated by centimeters of apart here between these drivers, that's because they know it all comes down here between this. It all comes down here between Christopher Clore. He's got the inside line. Whoa, no! Elijah Fisher with a saving save there for the number 24 machine. Sure, he's going to lose 3, 4, kind of 5 positions. Now Christopher Clore, if Christopher Clore is still 0 incidents up here out in front, which I do believe he is, as that number 21 machine, Christopher Clore could slice and skate his way into that final championship running position. That is also a championship saving position, at least playoff saving position there for Elijah Fisher, as he had to whip that thing left, right, and back to center. Here we go, back to the race lead. It's Aaron Stanton. He had that inside line. Christopher Clore is not going to give up this battle by any means, by any inch just yet for the number 21 machine. He's right there in the rear bumper though. He's doing everything he can to not quite gain an incident point though, because as long as Christopher Clore continues, well, he was leading laps, as long as Christopher Clore now continues to run with 0x incidents, that's basically, if you're newer to the iRacing universe, as long as Christopher Clore continues to run with 0 contact on any other driver, he can have contact, excuse me, but he cannot have hard contact, or he cannot dip wheels into that inside grass into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But right now, if Christopher Clore keeps this speed, keeps this pace up, the number 21 could find themselves slotting themselves within one of those final playoff driver positions as we'll round ourselves out here on the regular season from the Milwaukee Mile. Aaron Stanton with a nice pass down the inside line, no contact given, and that's exactly what Christopher Clore needed. That's exactly what Aaron Stanton needed as he finds himself to the race lead. Whoa, 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 we're starting to get 2 by 2. It's side by side for 4th, 5th, and 7th on back. It's led by Elijah Fisher, as Elijah Fisher knows that he has to go here tonight. He knows that time is running out. TJ Zachary knows that time is running out as they start to look 3 wide there up in front of them. The situation is simple. TJ Zachary finishes ahead of Christopher Clore and he's in. As long as Christopher Clore doesn't earn any bonus points like 0x finishes, like leading laps, or like leading the most amount of laps. Christopher Clore, he's running B2. That's not what TJ Zachary needs here tonight, as TJ Zachary is continuing to find himself on that outside line. There goes our road course swinger down to the inside line. Not only right turns, Daniel Higgins, he's got the left turns down here tonight as well. Daniel Higgins still down the inside line. He's up to a P11. He's trying to get back to where he at least started this race in P9. As these tires continue to dwindle for each and every single one of these racers and these ARCA Menards machines, we're going to continue to see grip continue to fall like a rock. I'm surprised we have continued to see Daniel Higgins not trip up and off the corner exit, but he's got that racing He's got that racing capabilities as well as experience as we hop on board of the mirror. Almost a little bit of contact on his rear bumper out of TJ Zachary's front left side. TJ Zachary continues to run side by side, almost with Michael Ritz. We're getting into the nitty-gritty. Here comes the argy-bargy. Here comes the side by side. It's TJ Zachary. It's Michael Ritz who is now quarter. He's not quite quarter. Clear. But Michael Ritz down to the inside line. He'll have it down to the inside through 3 and 4. It's tenths of a second between each and every single one of these drivers. Ladies and gents, you can try, but you can't get much better than Sam Studio Network here tonight. It's our old Tyler Price. He had that thing all yawed out, looking like a Formula Drift car. Unfortunately, Tyler Price down 2 positions since the drop of the green flag. He's got some side-by-side to deal with up in front of there. Some contact. As a matter of fact, I think that was between the Rob Lloyds and maybe Frank Ranger Jr. machine. Oh boy. And there's only 21 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, real quick, I got to catch my breath here. I'm starting to lose my voice. There's so much action happening. It's all ethical wheel racing here tonight on, as well as this whole season between these Midwest Elite Racing ARCA machines. 2 tenths of a second separating 1 and 2. 5 tenths separating 3 and 4. Enjoy the crank it up, the final time of the regular race season and the MER ARCA Series. Slowly and slowly crank this puppy down as we continue to crest our way even so closer to that white and checkered flag here tonight. It's not easier. It's not going to be easier said than done here for Aaron Stanton in the 72. Continue to lead over the Taco Bell 21 of Christopher Clore. Christopher Clore has now cut this gap to the race lead down to 3 tenths of a second. It's all, I'm very curious. Was either one of these drivers saving enough Sunoco race fuel as we're going to pretty much run these fuel tanks dry coming to the race line. 16 laps, 16 miles. That makes the math pretty easy to do if we cut to the last pit stop strategy between these drivers. All last pitting on lap 66. We are running with 15 laps to go. So what is that? 80. We're on lap 85 here now. Will there be enough Sunoco fuel left in these fuel tanks? Will there be enough tire rubber left within these right side general tires on that Taco Bell 21 machine of Christopher Clore? Driver out of Brownsburg, Indiana. We'll have to see if he's got the speed and if he's got the pace. His last lap was a 30.14. Our race leader for Aaron Stanton put down a 30.07. So just a couple, maybe one, yeah, just a tenth of a second faster than our future driver, Christopher Clore. It's going to come down here to these last couple of laps between the 72, the 21, possibly even Elijah Fisher, but everybody between these top 7 drivers last pitting on the same pit stop strategy, which was, of course, lap 66 of the race. Same pit stop strategy, a couple of different tire pit stop strategies, but all the same amount of fuel going within these Midwest Elite Racing ARCA box, excuse me, Midwest Elite Racing admin box ARCA series machines. All right, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty here tonight. 13, 10 to 12 laps to go, 12 miles to go. That's, I would about chalk that up as maybe 24 chances. 12 times 2 is going to be 24. 24 chances for Christopher Clore to work these corner entrances. Maybe compromise, do what you can here, compromise a little bit of corner entrance speed for a little bit of corner entrance grip as Christopher's running up down there as close as he can out and into the that outside wall and outside safer barrier. 0.3 of a second separating our front 1-2 drivers. We're going to continue to hop on board with Christopher Clore here. Watch these hands, listen to these these throttle inputs here through 1 and 2. Oh, that changes everything. That changes a lot here, ladies and gents. That doesn't only change a lot, that changes everything. Tyler Price, I think, is involved. Oh my gosh. The number 69, we saw that Moza Racing Chevrolet SS machine dealing with some pretty hard to handle conditions earlier on in the race. 69 involved, Rob Wilhoit involved, as well as Jensen Case. Oh God, 3 driver incident here. Let's see what happens to him. Oh no, so, oh God, Lee. Jensen Case, he got maybe a little bit too deep, or maybe didn't anticipate that the number 5 of Rob Wilhoit would be kind of breaking that early into the corner. We'll look at it at race pace here. I don't think corner speed, that's really weird looking, but I don't think any egregious, I mean, anything egregious, excuse me. I've broadcasted this race league enough to know that these drivers have enough speed, enough respect for one another, not to do anything egregious. But I think I do see. Golly, I mean, Rob Wilhoit just, I think he just tried to save it there, as we'll slow it down this time by. Here comes the contact left side of your screen. And look, I don't even think, yeah, I mean, it almost dang near lifts the rear tires of Rob Wilhoit off the racetrack. There you see the Rob Wilhoit's hands go to work, jerk the wheel as far right as it can go to try and save the HendrickCars.com machine. And unfortunately there for Tyler Price, he just had nowhere to go. We'll hop on board with Rob Wilhoit here. Okay, excuse me there, real quick, we're going to get back here to the battle off of pit lane. Michael Ritz is in, Jensen Case, Leo Lapidus is all in. Bobby Blair looks, excuse me, no? Okay, this is big. Elijah Fisher had last pit stop, so the number 24, who we saw really start to battle Aaron Stanton for a battle for this race lead and quite frankly, the battle for the race win. Elijah Fisher last pit stop. Remember, he kind of faked them all out last pit stop as well, so maybe we'll have to see what's those General Tire provide as far as grip for Elijah Fisher. Bobby Blair, TJ Zachary, Jensen Case, Neil Lapidus, Michael Ritz all take some new fresh rubber underneath them. But drivers 1 through 6th. So that's going to be Aaron Stanton, Christopher Clore, Corey Wright, Daniel Selway Jr., Tony Steele, and Elijah Fisher. So the front 3 rows, these front 3 rows of drivers, they all last pit on lap 66. And we saw kind of how tire strategy and tire management has made a differential here tonight. We're going to see what makes a differential here tonight as we continue to crest our way even so closer towards that white and checkered. Ladies and gentlemen, you've all waited here for it. We've waited a week for some more Midwest Elite Racing Admin Box ARCA Series racing. There's only 8 laps to go. It's Christopher Clore, it's Aaron Stanton, it's some older tires up here out in front. It's strategy versus a little bit of contact on their side, as well as strategy versus pace between Daniel Higgins. Elijah Fisher is now down there in 7th as well. It's Christopher Clore who's cleared himself down there on the exit of turns 1 and 2. Christopher Clore is still down there clearing 3 and 4. Let's see what happens for 3rd on back as these drivers now make their way out of turn number 4. There's only 6 laps to go, 6 miles to go. There's contact. We saw 3 wide work earlier on in the race, but unfortunately it's not going to work here as these drivers were working their way back and up to race speed. Daniel Higgins involved, TJ Zachary involved, Tyler Price, he's still got heavy damage. Kyle Ricketts and that Liam Strong 09 Chevrolet SS machine, also detrimental damage. I started to see that 3 wide started to heat up, starting to ensue. This is looking at it in slow-mo replay here. What happens? Daniel Higgins, he gets tight there out of the exit of the turn. Bobby Blair maybe overcompensates or just turns maybe a little bit too left there into the number 8 of TJ Zachary. This has huge, huge playoff implications right here, ladies and gentlemen. TJ Zachary involved. TJ, he just needed a clean race here tonight. Needed to finish in front of the 21. Well, unfortunately, that's not going to be happening tonight for TJ as he gets up on 2 wheels as well. Take another look at it here out of the exit of the turn. Okay, I've lost him there. Okay, we'll rewind it here. Bring out Billy Bob, the forklift driver. Here is at race pace, and then slow it down there, left side of your screen. It's just running out of room here from this tight 1 mile. All right, this is our 5th caution here, ladies and gents. If you're just now joining us, our race recap. This is our lot 97 out of 100, so we should be getting towards a green, our first attempt at a green, white checkered. That means one attempt, we'll try to get a green flag lap. If we make it a green flag lap, then it'll be a white flag lap, which means anything will go, go, go. And I believe we do have 3 chances at one of those GWCs. Our leader right now, Christopher Clore, who's continued to lead how many laps? Oh, that's right, 44 laps from Milwaukee Mile, 44 miles led. 5 cautions for only 15 laps. It's been really, really clean, nice, and although ethical, it's been ethical, but it's been aggressive elbows out racing this Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. We've had 3 different lead changes, and we've also had quite a few of each and every single one of you joining us down there live in YouTube chat. Terry is still joining us. Ricardo, unfortunately, not able to join us out here on track. As Ricardo, hopefully your foot's healing up there well. Chad, hopefully the hip is healing up as well. Roller joined us. I think that just about does it down there live on Live Stam Studio Network YouTube chat. My name is Sean Stam. Let's round out the regular season here on this Midwest Elite Racing Tier 1 Setup Shop Admin Box ARCA Series. All these drivers, it all comes down here to this, ladies and gentlemen. The broadcast all come down here to this. You watching have all come down here to this. I can feel the anticipation up here in the broadcast booth. This should be our last couple of laps to go. And if Christopher Clore is able to make this all happen, he won last week at Pocono. If Christopher Clore goes back-to-back, I think his competition's out here for the battle for that final playoff position spot here. But it's going to be so special if Christopher Clore goes back-to-back here for the MER Series live here on SSN. Fastest driver in practice, fastest driver last week coming away with the race win. He's fastest driver here tonight, leading him off there down into turn number 1 and 2. 2 laps to go. 3 wide for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's Aaron Stanton, it's Corey Wright, it's Daniel Selway Jr. who joins him. But here comes Elijah Fisher on those newer sets of General Racing tires. Elijah Fisher, he drifts way up the track, but so does the whole pack. Here comes Corey Wright. He's down there for that final driver interview position. The white flag is out. We're looking 2 and 3 wide down for that final time. 1 and 2, but then still Christopher Clore, who's down and into the race lead. Aaron Stanton P2, Elijah Fisher, who runs P4, trying to get to that final driver interview. Backing out of Corey Wright here for the final time here tonight. It's side by side. It's going to be a slide job. Here comes Christopher Clore. Here comes Aaron Stanton. He slides it down into the inside of Christopher Clore. It's going to be a photo finish at the line. Aaron Stanton after a slide job out of turn number 4. Aaron Stanton through the grass. He gets the checkered flag. Checkered flag waves for the 72. Christopher Clore, he finishes out P2. Corey Wright finishes out P3. What a race. What a win. Excuse me. That was Aaron Stanton. Excuse me. Aaron Stanton. What a race win as Aaron Stanton fought his way down into the inside line. Before we take a look, hear from our top 3 driver interviews and those unofficial official race results, take a look at what he did here out of turns 3 and 4. Christopher Clore, Aaron Stanton, have you ever? I have never, out of admin box, Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. What a sends there, and it was contact between the two. It was clean, hard racing, but I don't think I'd call that egregious. Definitely contact, but not sending it by the grass by any means. Aaron Stanton into the checkered flag. He gets it all done here tonight in the 72 machine. What a race. What a win here as we get these unofficial, official race results. And we'll chat with Aaron Stanton, Christopher Clore, and Corey Wright here in a few moments' time. Until then, though, Stanton, Clore, Wright gets it done. It's Elijah Fisher, P4 at the line by 5 tenths of a second. Tony Steele by almost a second back there behind him in P5. Daniel Selway Jr. out of Lumet Motorsports finishes P6. Jensen Case, Bobby Blair, TJ Zachary, Neil Lapidus, one of the league owners out of Langley Lapidus Racing, finishes P10. Michael Ritz, Kyle Ricketts, Frank Ranger Jr., Daniel Higgins, Rob Wilhoit, Tyler Price, and Tim Blankenbeckler rounding out the top 17. That's huge for our points standings leader there, Tim. He's going to drop quite a few positions as we now have finally rounded out the regular season. These are our point standings here before the race had started, but with that battle between Christopher Clore and TJ Zachary, Clore finishing P2 as well as, I believe, a 0X incident race. You got to believe that Christopher Clore solidified that spot. Tyler Price coming home in P16. He only has Stony Benfield to worry about with no Stony Benfield here tonight. It looks like TJ as well as Tyler Price locked themselves, as well as Christopher Clore, locked themselves into the final point standings here as we most of you our way on over to the playoff standings here, the playoff portion here of the season. What a race, what a finish here on Stamp Studio Network. We're going to chat with these top 3 drivers here on and live in the driver interview booth. Hey, Christopher Clore, this is Sean Stam, live down here in virtual Victory Lane. You got yourself a copy?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you?
Well, Christopher, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of sweating up here in the booth watching you and fight it out there. We saw you lead quite a few laps. You'll finish it on P2 in the Taco Bell 21. How'd you get it done here tonight, Christopher? Hey, Christopher, you got yourself a copy?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, you're all good, man. Just briefly, congratulations on the second most medal laps led tonight. You were on rails. You finished at P2. How'd you get it done? How'd you finish that P2 here tonight? How'd you get it done?
Well, came up one short. I don't know, I'm just disappointed. I got doored twice for the lead.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's racing. It's NASCAR. I get it. It's contact. I don't know. I didn't race in dirty at all, and I felt like I got done dirty there. And I don't know. There's plenty of racing left to go. I know I made the playoffs. All I have to do is beat TJ. he had a good race, good season. Hopefully he still made it. I'm not really sure, but I don't know, just disappointed.
Man, Christopher, I completely get where you're coming from there, especially from the race that you had ran tonight. You'll finish with a virtual donut on the door in the bridesmaid position, but hey, what a run here for you. You did what you had to do, and now you're going to fight for your right to party within these playoff races here. I know the minds of drivers. I know you're going to have a long memory here, but congratulations on P2, and you had some real nice space here tonight, starting from that P1 position, just barely missing out there coming towards the line. Christopher, is there anybody who you'd like to thank or shout out here from this P2 finish?
Always shout out to my wife. She's awesome. Always supports me. She's watching right now. My parents, I know they're watching. My dad's probably gonna message me here in a minute, laughing at me. That's okay. Shout out to Neil for running an awesome league. Appreciate him. You, as always, for running an awesome broadcast. I watched these back probably sometime tomorrow night, and you always do an awesome job. Never disappointed me. And that's about it. See you next week.
Christopher, I know you've probably heard me say this before, but it's comments like that really keep me going there behind the scenes. I really appreciate it. And keep up your hard work there behind the scenes, man. It's another top 3 finish, and hopefully we're chatting with you for another top 3 finish as we're now heading our way into the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. I appreciate you.
Hey, thank you so much, Christopher. Have a great rest of your night. I'll let you get to popping that virtual champagne down here in the top 3 interview booth. That's all who joined us here for the time being, so I'm going to give Aaron and Corey here just a couple moments of time to make their way up here if they'd like to, but if not, thank you so much, everybody, from the bottom of my heart here for watching on Sam Studio Network. It's once again, it's hard to beat this Midwest Elite Racing ARCA series. I started to run in a league where I'm driving in it in these ARCA cars, and they're pretty hard cars to handle. But we start to see these drivers like Christopher Clore here. He goes back to back in top 3 positions. He won Pocono. He goes back to back in podium positions here. He'll finish B2 tonight. Fastest driver in practice, and well, that says something. It takes a lot of driver skill, speed, and pace out of these ARCA machines. Looks like that's going to do it here for our driver interviews. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Christopher Clore, for hanging out here and taking your time out of the night for a quick driver interview. Appreciate it, everybody. That's going to do it here for us on Stam Studio Network. It's Sean Stam. Have a great rest of your night. Make sure you drive those virtual cars home safe. Fly those virtual flights home safe if Microsoft Flight Sim is your action. Thanks, everybody, and that's going to round it out here for our regular season in the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. Ooh, boy, it's playoff action next week. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your night, and make sure you join us then.